Smurfette stands before the entrance to a gloomy forest. The trees are twisted and gnarled, their branches like skeletal hands reaching out. A thick, sinister fog envelops the ground, and the moon casts an eerie glow. In the distance, faint lights flicker, creating an atmosphere of fear and mystery. Night, the moon shrouded by clouds, Smurfette stands at the edge of the forest, listening to ominous sounds. Her face shows a mix of fear and curiosity. The wind rustles the leaves, creating a haunting atmosphere, and the shadows from the trees seem alive. Smurfette, Brainy, and Hefty stand at the forest's edge, ready to enter. Smurfette leads with a lantern in her hand, her face reflecting determination and fear. Brainy holds a book of spells, while Hefty clenches his fists nervously. The forest ahead looks threatening, shrouded in mist and shadows. The Smurfs walk through the dark forest, surrounded by twisted trees and thick fog. The sounds of rustling and faint whispers encircle them, creating an atmosphere of fear. The shadows on the ground seem alive, and every step brings a sense of unease. The trees in the forest appear like living creatures, their branches resembling claws ready to grab. The Smurfs' eyes widen with horror. Brainy notices that the trees seem to watch them with their hollow eyes. The Smurfs find an old, dilapidated cabin deep in the forest. The wood is rotting, the windows are broken, and the door creaks. A faint flickering light emanates from within. Creepy vines crawl over the cabin walls, creating an ominous atmosphere for the Smurfs inside the old cabin, covered in cobwebs and dust. On a creaky table lies an ancient book of spells, surrounded by flickering candles. The shadows cast by the candles create eerie images on the walls, and the air is thick with a sinister energy. Close-up of an ancient book of spells. The book is in a tattered leather binding with a mysterious glowing symbol on the cover. The pages are filled with dark, cryptic symbols. The atmosphere around the book is heavy with fear and dark magic. A dark spirit emerges from the shadows in the cabin. Its form is blurry, with glowing red eyes and a trail of dark energy. The Smurfs recoil in horror, sensing the malevolent aura emanating from the spirit. The forest spirit, ancient and brimming with malice, looms over the Smurfs. Its form is distorted, surrounded by shadow and darkness. The Smurfs realize the book holds a method to banish the spirit, but it requires a sacrifice. Smurfette, Brainy, and Hefty begin the ritual in the cabin. Smurfette stands in the center, a bright light emanating from her heart, repelling the shadows. The forest spirit screams in pain, but the light is too strong, and it vanishes, leaving behind silence. The cabin has collapsed. The Smurfs emerge outside, feeling the forest coming back to life. The dark shadows dissipate, and the trees look normal again, with no signs of the previous malevolent activity. The Smurfs return to the village and recount their story. The village Smurfs listen with horror and admiration. The forest behind the village looks calm, but everyone knows that the evil could awaken again. Smurfette at night, listening to the same ominous whispers from the depths of the forest. Her face reflects a mix of fear and sadness. The moon shines brightly, but the forest remains dark and full of secrets. The Smurfs discover strange tracks and missing items in the village. Their faces show concern and fear. The tracks lead to the edge of the dark forest, creating a sense that evil is still near. The Smurfs walking through the forest at night, surrounded by twisted trees and thick fog. The moon is barely visible through the branches. Their faces are full of determination and fear, each step bringing a sense of unease. An old glade in the forest, illuminated by a faint light. Strange, glowing mushrooms cover the ground, casting an unnatural glow. The trees around the glade seem to bend inward, creating a foreboding atmosphere. An old, rickety well in the forest. The stones are covered in moss and strange symbols. A sinister aura surrounds the well, and the water inside is black and still, reflecting the twisted branches of the trees above. The Smurfs at an ancient, eerie ritual site deep in the forest. The ground is marked with dark, arcane symbols, and a large, ominous stone altar stands in the center. The surrounding trees are twisted and covered in dark vines. Smurfette found at the edge of the dark forest. Her eyes are empty and filled with horror. She does not remember what happened. The forest behind her looks sinister, reminding that the spirit has returned.